What's good, you guys? Back with another video. Good morning, good evening, good night. I hope everybody's doing well wherever you are in the world. So today's video is going to be just a little bit about me, an introductory about me. I haven't had a chance to really introduce myself, and not to mention this video is long overdue. Shout out to all my subscribers, my new subscribers. Shout out to all y'all who interact with me in the comment section. I really, really appreciate it. Without y'all, this wouldn't be possible. So I want to start off by saying, I know a lot of y'all's names already. So for those of you who were wondering, if you were wondering, my name is Yolanda. Most people call me Yanni. I go by Yanni, but my first name is Yolanda. I am from Louisiana, and I am a sibling of 7. 6 others, 7 with me. Both of my parents have been together for over 50 years, married for over 50 years, so they're still together. And I started this channel because I realized that I had been involved with a narcissist for quite some time, whether it was romantically involved, just having them around, siblings, family members. I realized that I've always been into narcissism. I've always been around it. I cannot understand this still. Y'all, I still can't wrap my head around what this really is, but it was in my family and I didn't know it. I have siblings that are narcissistic. I have one parent that's a narcissist. The other one's the enabler. It took me a while to actually fathom this, to be able to actually say it. I was trying not to, but I mean, when you're making these videos, you have to be transparent, because I never wanted to be on YouTube. I never wanted to start a channel. This was not me. I hate the spotlight, y'all. I like to be just in the background, I like to be, I'm just the chill type. I like to spend time with me. I like to, I love learning new things, but I never want the spotlight on me. I never wanted to be a content creator. I never wanted to do any of this stuff. But after I realized I have been dealing with narcissism damn near my whole life, which is still so shocking to me, I was like, I gotta tell somebody. This information gotta go somewhere. I can't harbor it and hide it forever. And for a long time, I stayed away from YouTube. I stayed away from making videos. I stayed away from talking about it. Y'all, even having a personal, conversation with other people, I never even did those things. I got through whatever I was going through and came back out on top and kept standing tall. And each time I faced adversity, I continued doing the same thing. Keep coming out on top. I have 4 children, 2 boys and 2 girls. Ages 26, 23, 21, and 14. So, for all y'all that were wondering if I had children, I think I've mentioned it once before, in the comments, that I had a son, but I never said, anything about my children. So, thank God that during the time of raising my children, that we weren't around any of, or shall I say we were around it, but I guess it just wasn't noticed. Actually, the things that I thought were love, because ask me about my childhood, I would say I had a good childhood. I had a really good childhood. I believe my childhood was wonderful. I really do. I think that I had a wonderful childhood. I think that I had most of the things a kid could actually want. But somewhere along the way, I don't know what happened, because for me to keep ending up and dealing with people who are narcissistic, I had to really sit down and analyze, well, wow, Yolanda, what was your childhood really like? Is all the times you thought you were getting love, was it actually false? Was it facaded love? Were you being abused and didn't know it? People think that physical abuse is like the thing that gives it the name, the thing that makes it have a label, the thing that makes you want to say, I was physically abused. This happened to me or that happened to me. Mental abuse and verbal abuse is even worse. And I don't ever believe that I was just outright verbally abused, although I was. In some cases, but the mental abuse seems to be so subtle you don't even notice it. It's coming from your parents, right? You think it's love. It's coming from your siblings, right? Your family members, you think this is all love. But it was never that. It was never that. And it takes a lot to sit down and think about this and just like, y'all, if you're a real person with real feelings, with real empathy, with real love in your heart, that actually hurts when you sit down and figure that out. Like, wow, I've been around this my whole life. What I thought was love really wasn't love. Like, this actually happened. And of course, you still love your parents, but you learn to love them from a distance. You learn to stay away. You learn that no matter what you do or how hard you try, it'll never be like what you want it to be like. They're going to always find something to pick on you for, something to nitpick about, something to say about you, make up stuff that's not going on. Anything to get under you. Your siblings, they follow the parent, they end up doing the same exact thing. So y'all, I stay away from my family. I don't live anywhere around any of my family members. I stay away from all of my siblings. I do my best to not engage, not engage with them. And a lot of people always say in the comments, like, what do you do if it's your mom? What do you do if it's your sisters? What do you do if it's your brother? Listen, you can still love them, but from afar. You never stop loving your parents, your brothers and your sisters, but you learn that it's not reciprocal. There's no reciprocity involved. You learn that, hey, listen, I love you, but I got to love you from over here. I care about you from over here. We don't hold grudges and hold hate in our heart. We love our family, but we just love them from afar. They just don't seem to bring to the table what we bring. Their minds don't operate the way that our minds do. And there's nothing that we can do about it. And just because they're family doesn't mean that they get a pass. They don't get a pass. They don't get a pass to mistreat you. They've done enough of that. Look how long it took you to find out the whole time this was going on, or this was going on, or you was being abused and you thought this was love. Meanwhile, they're still behaving like this. It hasn't changed. The only thing that keeps changing is you. How you feel, your attitude, what's going to happen next. Having anxiety, what they're going to do next. Constantly being on a level of the unpredictable. You never know what they're going to do next. So you gotta separate yourself. You gotta stay away. No matter how much you want to be around, be in their company, be in their space. Y'all, even talking to them on the phone is draining. Just sitting there having a conversation. And you know what ends up happening? In the beginning it's so good, but it turns sour really, really quick. Just talking to them. Just giving them your energy. You guys, when I started figuring all this stuff out, like, all this time I was raised by one narcissist. I was coached by one narcissist. This is how I keep getting involved with people that are narcissists, like, and there's no blaming going on. We don't blame on our upbringing or what we've been through. It's just hard to take in and find out later on down the line that, wow, all this time that you figuring everything was great. You had a lovely this and a lovely that, and you didn't want for anything as a child. You find out that, no, that was just something to keep your mouth closed. Or that was just something to make sure that you did certain things. Everything was transactional. Even then, when you were a child, you just didn't even know it. This education on narcissism, it never stops. You learn something new every single day. That's why at some point you just have to start doing the inner work. You just got to start being like, listen, this is enough. My head is swimming. I don't want to be involved in nothing like this ever again. You have to get to this point. Like, you really do. You have to get to this point where you just like, you know what? Y'all just can't come back in my space. Y'all just can't come back around me. I don't care what your title is. I just don't want to do it anymore. Just stay over there. There's no grudge. I love you, but stay away. You just gotta leave it like that, y'all. You just do. Whether you want to or not. That's the hardest thing is when it's your family. But it's what you gotta do because this is where your strength comes in at. We have to maintain integrity. We have to maintain moral compass. We have to understand these people don't operate the way that we do. And there's nothing that we can do that's going to make them move the way that we do. We've already seen this. It doesn't happen. We can't be naive to this, y'all. We can't be naive. We have to stay on track. Because, listen, they don't stop. They do not stop. And when they are family and they have a title, when I realized, I got narcissistic siblings, like, wait, what? Nah, she just grouchy. Nah, he just act this way. No, that's exactly what they are. That's exactly what they are. Some words I never thought I'd say. Y'all, sometimes I wish I could just go back to sleep. But you know what I always tell myself? I'm not tired. I'm not going back to sleep. I can't sleep on this. I can't sleep on this. Wait, what? Yeah. And it lands me where? On YouTube, guys. Because guess what? I never wanted to do YouTube. I never wanted a channel. I had to talk about this. For a long time, God was getting after me. I kept hearing that voice. It's time to talk about it. It's time to talk about it. And I'm like, oh, no. No, I can't talk about it. It's still not making sense, God. It's not. Father, this don't make sense. That's when I found out, you know what he said? It's not for it to make sense, Yolanda. You have a job to do. Y'all, I still sat down. I refused to get up. He threw me out of that chair. Get up. It's time to talk about it. It's time to let it be known what you went through, what you're going through. People are going through this. People need to hear this. This is serious. And here I am, y'all, with a YouTube channel, talking about this. And there's so much more I want to talk about. So much I went through with finding all this stuff out, realizing what kind of home I was in, what kind of parents I had, siblings I had. And I still managed to be a loving mother with 3 children has graduated and 1 going to be getting out of school. 1 has a few more years left before he graduates. Still making sure that my children had what they needed, still pushing forward, still making sure that I didn't let what I went through, once I found out, stop me from moving the way that I move, Stop me from being the loving person that I am, loving my children and still being there as a mom, making sure that I still want to protect them at times, even though that they're grown, I'm still a mom. This is what we do. We are the gatekeepers, definitely. It's sad once you really find this out. It's really sad once you really figure this out. And for all of y'all who has parents or siblings like this, don't let the fact that they family stop you from doing something that's going to cost you. Do what you got to do. You don't have to hate these people or talk about them or slander their names all over or just go around and weeping and crying about everything that they've ever done once you figure it out. You don't have to do any of that. Give it to God, pray, and move on. And just remember who you're dealing with. Learn how to handle these people. But don't let titles stop you from doing what's best for you. Because you'll end up right back where you were. Each time you'll start back from the very beginning all over again. You'll keep having to go back to the beginning to fix the issue. Because they do not stop doing what they're doing. It took me a long time to notice what type of family I was in. And an even longer time to accept what type of family I was in. And I have had the hardest time staying away. But you know what? I've been away for so long. And I make sure that I maintain my peace. And how I maintain my peace is by staying away. It does actually work. It hurts at first. And it hurts for a while. But the pain does start to subside. You understand what you're doing it for. It was a choice. And that's the only way you're going to be able to hold on to your sanity and your peace. There's so much crazy making with these individuals. This is the only way to hold on to your sanity and your peace. It's by keeping them out. That's the only way. Y'all, this video was supposed to be an introductory video. Basically all about me. But listen, when it comes to me, I just got to tell it to y'all. That's all. And when it hits me, I just want y'all to know, listen, for anybody that's still thinking I can keep them around, it's not that bad. Y'all, not only is it that bad, it gets worse. Boy, does it get worse. But you guys, I have made this video long enough. If y'all have any questions, like anything about me that you'd like to know, hey, look, put it down in the comment section. Let me know. I am very transparent. You can talk to me. I definitely talk back. I think I pretty much covered everything when it's concerning me. Just the little small things. So, yeah, guys, got some more content coming up soon. My next video, I kind of want to get in on the subject of living with the narcissist. I had made a part 1 already to the video, and I want to come back and make a part 2 about living with the narcissist. The type of things you actually experience living with them, and the type of things they leave behind when they go. Yeah, this is going to be the video because I don't think a lot of people realize the type of things they actually leave behind when they go. But yeah, guys, take the time out to like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already subscribed to the channel. Thank you guys for listening, and until next time.